6 months after Iraq's parliament voted to expel foreign troops, the US and Iraq are beginning talks to redefine their relationship.
Over the coming weeks, my colleagues throughout the mission will discuss in more details how our strategic framework agreement addresses all aspects of our bilateral relationship: political, economic, cultural, educational, and scientific, not only security assistance.
Yet the main part of the dialogue is expected to revolve around military matters, potentially paving the way for a reduction in US troops. The negotiations come in the wake of military escalation between Iran and the US on Iraqi soil. Last year, after an increase in rocket attacks that the US blamed on Iranian-backed groups, it retaliated with a strike on Kataib Hezbollah positions on the Syria-Iraq border. In response, the Popular Mobilization Forces, an umbrella group of mostly Shia paramilitaries that includes Kataib Hezbollah, laid siege to the US embassy in Baghdad, threatening revenge and demanding the withdrawal of US troops. Days later, the US assassinated Iranian General Qasem Soleimani and the Popular Mobilization Force's second in charge, Abu Mahdi al-Mohandes, near Baghdad airport. A second round of attacks in March killed a civilian, 5 Iraqi security forces and 3 coalition personnel, accelerating previously planned withdrawals of US troops from 5 bases. Tensions have since cooled. Iraq also has a new government, led by former spy chief Mustafa al-Kadhimi, who is seen as being close to the US. The Prime Minister's advisor says the government wants a balanced relationship and also appears to favor a reduction in American military presence.
As of now, we see Iraq's defense capabilities have improved. Maybe we need help from Americans in training, in intelligence and weapons supply, but the situation doesn't require a wide military presence, and we're not going down that path.
The US has its own conditions going into the dialogue. It wants Iraq to reduce its dependence on Iranian gas and rein in Iranian-backed armed groups who've launched attacks against the coalition.
One of the things that is important for our relationship with Iraq and the success of the coalition is that the Iraqi security forces continue to protect the bases where we have small coalition compounds.
Just days ahead of the talks, Iran-leaning factions under the Popular Mobilization Forces have reiterated their demands for complete withdrawal, a demand that will likely not be met. The US and the Iraqi governments both appear to favor a partial reduction of troops, but the question is whether they will agree on the terms that will govern their future presence. Whatever the outcome, the dialogue is likely to usher in a new chapter of US-Iraqi relations. Simona Foltin, Al Jazeera, Baghdad.